Yo, it's the dinner now, man. It is your player partner, Bobby WAJ. And you know, per usual, I'm gonna give YouTube the time to do what it is that YouTube does and send out those notifications, get me up there in the algorithm, all this and all that. We're gonna get into some content today, man. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. How y'all feeling out there though? Pray that everybody that's listening to this broadcast, whether currently or sometime in the future, man, I pray blessings, prosperity, productivity, positivity, and just all type of blessings cascade upon you, man. Please, God, continue to bless us, continue to direct us, continue to guide us, continue to motivate us, continue to strengthen us, and continue to protect us. Please, Yahweh, please give us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to know what is to our detriment and what is to our benefit, especially in this critical time where so many things that's counterproductive going on in our community, especially as our peoples continue to navigate through these identity crises that's really detrimental to these babies. And as these babies continue to represent and reinforce stereotypes that come from our community, God, we need your help. You know what I mean? And I ain't too ashamed to come on a public broadcast and say, God, we need your help. Whoever your God is, homie, we need the help of the Most High to navigate through these trick bags that a lot of people are putting us in, to navigate through these trick bags that a lot of our people are perpetuating, to navigate through these trick bags that we have been in for generations. It's time to lift these generational curses, homie. The biggest impediment to our progress is us, whether us directly as individuals or other individuals in the community that's selling out the community for the sake of illicit gains. The gains is illicit because look at what you're doing. You betraying your people in order for you to amass some type of wealth. And a lot of times the wealth that these individuals is chasing, it's not even enough to change their family dynamics. It's enough to keep them fly, keep them fresh, keep them in the public eye, but it's not enough to take your child and put them in public school. And for a lot of these broadcasters, a lot of these podcasters, broadcasters, content creators that like to shit on the platforms that's still in their infancy, or not even in infancy, they're still developing. They like to, oh, you only got this amount of views on your page, you only got this amount of followers, and that's cool. Check this out, right? How about a lot of y'all, right? Since you have some pages that's semi-successful, how about you take a portion of that money, right? Because you can broadcast from anywhere. If people love your content, they love your content. That's just what it is. But I want to give you some game, right? Because through my years of traveling and being different places and different spots, so on and so forth, how about you take a portion of your money, go apply for a passport, get that passport, go to Thailand, go to Indonesia, go to the Fiji Islands, or even go to the Bahamas. But I would say go somewhere where you can get more bang for your buck, like going to Thailand, Indonesia, where it's beautiful. You can even go to what is that place? It's crystal blue waters. Go podcast from there for about 2 months. Chill, get you some relaxation, man. Show people that follow you, that come from these destitute communities, that if you continue to stay on your path, and if you continue to seek something outside of the hood, this will be the results of your efforts and your sacrifices. This is some real shit. And the money that you're generating from these YouTube spaces is enough to cover your overhead, your transportation, your food, your housing. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's time for us to start changing the game, homie, instead of continue to perpetuate shit that we know that doesn't work for us. But without further ado, man, we gonna jump into some content. I want to share a clip with y'all, man. This clip, Big Hub, what's the dinner there, man? Peace and blessings to you and yours, man. I wish you much prosperity and success. Same thing to my player upon a Dummy Dodger. Same thing to my player upon a Spirit Wonder. What is the dinner there, man? How y'all feeling out there, man? Man, did y'all wake up and drink y'all some water? It ain't got to be much. Just, a few taps of some water. They say we got a heat wave coming that's supposed to make the temperatures damn near unbearable. That's what they saying. So we got to stay hydrated. And if you can, Put you a couple of bottles of water in a refrigerator for the individuals who come and bring our mail. They be hot. Sometimes they can't pull over and, hit the store and so on and so forth. Here you go, brother. Here you go, sister. No matter what the ethnicity is, here you go. Thank you for your service. You know what I mean? Like we got to start becoming more humane in a way that we treat each other and individuals that we encounter throughout our days. Put you a couple of cold bottles of water if you can in a car, and you driving down the street and you see some of these people who don't have the ability to go into the store and get some water. Hey man, you look kind of hot, man. Here go a bottle of water. Let's start paying it forward, man. Let's start putting this good energy out there. See, this is some grown man type of content over here, man, on the Rentinels. But we're gonna get into some content, man. It's just when I saw this, man, this shit spoke to me. I think this brother right here is from Long Beach. I want to send a shout out to the Ghetto Conspiracy Podcast for even putting this out there and these social media streets, man. Thank you for sharing this, man. This resonate with me. It spoke volumes, and I want to share it with the people. I'm gonna be showing y'all a few clips, and then we're gonna get to the Rentinels.
Hey, to all you old niggas finding it cool to glorify gang banging and shit that come with it, I need to holler at y'all. Shit gotta change. The generation is now my responsibility. Y'all niggas done fucked up. We don't have enough leaders out here. We have a lot of niggas that's trying to do the shit y'all still feel is cool. If you 45 and up, tap in with me, man. Because, god damn, how y'all lose leadership? How y'all lose the focus of the YNs? Now it's my time. It's people 33 and up to come and correct the people younger than us and the niggas older than us. I'm just saying. Don't get mad at me. I'm speaking truth and facts. Look how many fucked up people walking around. That's because the generation before us didn't know how to lead right.
In any social media space.
Come on, man. Thank God it's niggas like me who paid attention to the niggas who was teaching.
And niggas like myself.
This is a West Coast public announcement.
That didn't resonate with you, what that brother said? Because it's niggas like us that's trying to bring righteous changes to our community for situations that we ain't create. We ain't create this shit. We ain't the reason why these youngsters feel the way that they feel and all this and all that, nigga. We ain't create this shit. But we trying to find intellectual ways to rectify the mistakes that a lot of dudes that made. Especially if you 30 and up, cuz how we figure this shit out? How we start holding these weird ass niggas that feel like they don't gotta be accountable for their words and their actions in these social media spaces that's creating counterproductive narratives and content that's putting further division amongst us. These niggas feel like they don't got to be held accountable. Niggas, yeah, okay. These niggas feel like they can shuck and job and coon and do all this old weird shit for the sake of them being able to get a few dollars. But what about these babies that's watching this old bunk ass content that doesn't have an identity? And right now, some of these niggas look like success. So what you think these babies gonna do? Start talking in a manner of some of these stupid ass niggas. Now we creating additional generational curses and all this old bunk ass shit. Nigga, this shit is bunk. Nigga, how do we talk about going into the community, having dialogue at different powwows and talk about reconstruction, reconstructing our communities? Homie, this shit is pertinent. It's of the utmost important. How do we unify? When I say unify, I ain't saying we all got to be on the same accord and kumbaya, my lord, dude. Like, no. But let's open up lines of communication for when the young homies or any of the homies get into it, we can mitigate it before before it goes elsewhere, before it transfers into some shit to where now niggas is plotting to unalive other people who look like us because nobody came then and did conflict resolution. See, a lot of the times, you know why a lot of this shit be going on? Because we broke. Impecunious, I believe is the word. We broke. We ain't got no money. We don't got a lot of resources. Now check this out, right? A mother come home from work. Ooh, she dog tired. She say, man, I'm about to take that plate of pork chops with the greens, the candy yam, the macaroni and cheese, and everything. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm about to warm that bitch up. I'm about to drink my cold Pepsi. She get home and she get the plate. She warm up the plate. She go in the refrigerator because she about to go in the room and go to town. She just got off work. She hungry. You understand what I'm saying? She go in the refrigerator. Her Pepsi gone. She wake up the whole house. She throwing a tantrum. She throwing a fit. Come on, man. We know this. We know this to be real. Who drunk my fucking Pepsi? Where my fucking Pepsi at? Will you wake y'all up? Where my motherfucking Pepsi? Why she tripping? Because it was only one Pepsi. Now let's just say if there's 10 Pepsis in there, do you think she would have did the same thing? Nope. Because it's 10 Pepsis. Now watch this. One of your partners who really need a car to go to this job interview, he driving down the street and he get hit by somebody, the car totaled out. And you tripping, oh, this nigga, woo woo, my car, woo woo woo. But if you had the ability to get another car, if you had another car, you wouldn't put out that same type of energy. See, when we have resources, when we have outlets and we have the means to replace or to keep in abundance the things that we are lacking, we don't even fight and trip the way that we be fighting and tripping. This is where this bond. If it was 10 Pepsis in the refrigerator, moms wouldn't even be tripping. But being that it's only one Pepsi because it's hard times and we ain't got a lot of food, we tripping. Back in the days when I was coming up, homie, and some of y'all that's older, man, listen, homie. I see Lamont Odom on here. Peace and blessings to you, King. Peace and blessings to Hoover Snipe FNH. Peace and blessings to my cousin Clay Moore. Much love and respect. I appreciate y'all joining the broadcast. But look, check this out, homie. When I was a kid, if you was hungry, and my cousins and they had partners throughout the projects, right? If you was hungry and my auntie cooked, come get you some food. That's just what it is. We got enough food to get us through the month. We got extras. Because back then, food was cheaper, and our women back then, they knew how to bargain shop, and they weren't too proud to use coupons. Word is bond. And then my auntie, she always had a membership at, it was called Pace. And then from Pace, I think they changed it to Sam's Club. So we used to go to the modern day, they call them Costco's and so on and so forth. You feel what I'm saying? So we used to go there and buy in bulk. We was the candy house too. So we was making money. So it wasn't nothing for my cousins to bring their people over. And they, got the munchies, eat a few Snickers, steal a few Snickers, eat some cereal, eat a bag of popcorn. It ain't nothing. We ain't going to miss that. Now let's progress now to these times to where it's a little harder. You go over a person's house and you eat their food, man. They ready to take it to war. Man, you gonna come over here and eat what? Man, that nigga that came in here and ate my pizza. Man, that nigga that came over here and sat down and ate himself a pickle. Man, that nigga that came over here and popped him a bag of popcorn. Man, man, don't bring him over here no more because we short. If we had resources in abundance, we wouldn't trip over the things that we trip off of. If you right now had the finances to jump on a plane and go to Maui, or jump on a plane and go to Bali, and jump on a plane and go to the Fiji Islands, a lot of shit that transpire in your life wouldn't fuck with you. Even if you can just jump on a plane right now and say, man, you know what? I want to see what the East Coast like. I ain't never been to New York. I heard all those boroughs in New York is like islands. And you got to catch this bridge to get over here to this bridge. Man, I'm about to go to New York for a week. The more you travel, the more, for me, the more relaxed I became. And when I began to interact with different peoples from different regions of America, I haven't been out of the country yet, but I've been in the Midwest, been to the East Coast. When I start interacting with different people, even just being on a plane, having conversations with people, you would be amazed at the people that you run into and a wealth of knowledge that a lot of these people have. Every time I fly, I get an epiphany. Boom. Okay. Thank you, God. I see what I got to do. But getting back to what the brother was saying, man, it's us that's trying to rectify these situations that's plaguing our community. I just showed y'all a video yesterday of me interacting with the youth in my community. I used to get money in a particular fashion, right? So I take all the coins, all the loose change. Some people say, man, don't bring me no change when you come over here, cuz I don't want no motherfucker. No, bring me that change. If it equals out to the money that the thing or the situation or the service costs, bring me that change. Some people say, man, why you come over here with all these ones paying me like I'm a motherfucking stripper? Bring me them ones. Bring me the 20s, the 100s and all that too. Bring me those too. But bring me all forms of currency. Just don't bring me too many pennies. Word is bond. So what I do, and I got videos to substantiate what I'm saying. I'm just not only popping it, right? I take all the loose ones, I take all the change, and I go out there with the kids. Everybody line up right there. Red light, green light. Here, 50 cents, 75 cents. Some days it'll be $5. Who is Malcolm X? Who is Martin Luther King? And I got a video. One of the little kids say, the president? Nah, man, Martin Luther King ain't the president. And that is a teachable moment. Martin Luther King was a civil rights activist who made it possible for us to have certain civil rights. And then you can explain. We building relationships with these babies. We teaching them, but it has to be a certain level of engagement in order for us to even be in a position to build with them. We got to build. We got to build rapport with these kids. So I've been dealing with this kid ever since he was 7 years old. Now he's 17 and he's ready to go on a mission, little homie. You know, I ain't never told you nothing wrong, right? Yeah, for sure, big homie. You ain't never told me nothing wrong. But going to go do that right there, homie, you about to be in a bathroom if they catch you, homie, for the next 25 to 100 years of your life. Picture yourself confined in a bathroom. Can you live with that? Listen, I'm going to just tell you from my perspective, homie, because I went and I did some time. But that relationship and building that rapport goes back from when they was kids. When they wanted a ice cream from the ice cream truck, but the mama a little low. Because what she getting is AFDC, and most of the money goes on the bills. Come on, this real shit. So let's play Simon Says to make sure that you have the ability to comprehend and adhere to instructions that's given to you. So when your mama tell you, boy, sit your ass down, and you do and you going to school and they say, hey, you need to sit down and don't do this and don't do that. You have that? No. We know you know how to listen. But you only listen when it fits your narrative and is beneficial to you, little homie. But look, check this out. I'm telling you out of love. You got to pay attention to what your parents tell you, because your parents are trying to save you from who? From yourself. You're young. You don't understand the ways of the world right now. Your mama ain't telling you this, that, and third because she's trying to control you. She's trying to protect you. But you see how you listening to me when we play Simon Says, and you see how you listen to me now that we in this space right here, right now. You got to listen to your mama the same way, because she got your best interest in hand. And this is real shit. By interacting with the youth, homie, we got to build these relationships. We stop building the relationships and start trying to build other relationships. Oh man, that nigga mama thick. I'm about to try to go holler at the mama. You go holler at the mama, you crack the mama, but it's no engagement for the kid. It's a lot of females that I did a few things with, but being that I was, and it doesn't matter if I'm intimate with their mother or not. Me as a black man, we have to become proactive in teaching these babies, right? But this is what I'm saying. I didn't hit this cat mama a few times, right? I see him out in the streets and he fucking up. Or I see him about to engage in something that's counterproductive and that can lead him to prison or potentially get him maxed out the game. I'd be a sucker. Not to say, man, what you doing, man? Get your, man, I'm about to, what's up? But you need a few dollars? If I got 30 in my pocket, I give him 10. Depending on what his need is, I may give him 15. I can find a way to get some more money, especially when I'm in Los Angeles. Oh man, money ain't hard to get when I'm in LA, because I know how to tap into the right resources and connections. I'm resourceful. See, and I don't mean no disrespect to the brothers in Vegas. So please, if you from Vegas, do not take this the wrong way. But out here, it's a lot of gatekeeping, especially when you look a certain type of way. But when you open your mouth to have a conversation, you're intelligent. Everything that you're saying is on point. You're not using words out of context. You're not pretending to be something that you're not. You're genuine and you're effective, and your resume speaks for that. And they see how you interact with the clients and how you only been, how me in a lot of situations only been there for 3 days, and now parents is calling saying, hey, there's a guy named Mr. Bobby there. Oh, little so on and so forth. He loves Mr. Bobby. Could he be his caseworker? Can he be his career coach? Can he spend more time with Mr. Bobby? Because I understand where these babies is coming from. I was a homeless youth. I was a little nigga wandering the projects trying to find an identity. I was a little nigga that nobody invested in. I was the little nigga that felt neglected, to feel like I ain't have nobody, ain't nobody love me. So being that I understand that, I know how to interact with a lot of these kids that's going through the same situations and issues. Never forget where you come from. I was just telling y'all, I can't say his name because of HIPAA and certain contracts that I didn't sign and all that. But a little dude named KG, right? And I call him K. I am a racist. G. He ain't like blacks. And when he made that known, I ain't ostracizing, man. Oh man, that little racist motherfucker. No, none of that. Why you don't like blacks? Man, you damn near, man, you gotta know how to use. I'm from the projects. Sometimes we talk in a way to where it's humorous, it's animated. So you gotta use that to your advantage. Man, what you mean you don't like blacks? Man, you man, shit damn nigga, you damn near look black. Oh no, man. One day, me and my homie, and this is his situation. Him and his homie was walking down the street. Some black dudes hit him up. His homie hit the black dudes back up. The black dudes came and they got cracking. And he feel like being that he wasn't a gangbanger, he shouldn't have got attacked at all. But after telling, you know what I mean, it ain't like both of y'all was non-affiliates. Neither one of y'all gang banged. The blacks banged on y'all. Y'all ain't banged back and they attacked y'all. That wouldn't have been right. But your homie banged back and he just so happened to be an enemy of the guys who attacked y'all. So it's guilty by association, little brother. You feel what I'm saying? He was like, oh, fool, I ain't even look at it like that. But that's some real shit, Mr. Bobby, because I would have did the same thing. And I have did the same thing. You know, I told the story last night. The little brother, you know, he hated blacks. He disappeared. I'm banging his line. I'm trying to get in contact with him. I can't get a hold of him. So I met a dude that knew him. He was like, oh yeah, this is mother's number. The mother didn't speak a lot of English, right? So what I had to do is text her. So I used the Google translation to text her, let her know who I am, the reason why I was reaching out, getting in contact with her, so on and so forth. The little dude, KGZ, he hit me. What's up, Mr. Bobby, man? Whoopty whoop. Did you hear? Hear what? The little brother got shot up 13 times. So when I went to meet him and take him to his doctor visits and all this and all that, and he expressed, he's like, Mr. Bobby, man, I used to tell you that I don't like blacks, but it's crazy, man, because the person that hit me up 13 times, he was one of my people. I'm gonna close it like this. We got to build relationships with these babies, man. It's important to build relationships with these babies. It's important to hold cats accountable that's in the community misleading these babies, misguiding these babies, mistreating these babies, and inappropriately touching these babies. That should be a big no-no. You touch one of these babies? Oh no. Come over here. Let us holler at you, partner. Certain shit we can't continue to tolerate no matter who's saying, oh man, they need treatment, they need help, they need this. Yeah, we got some treatment for you. But without further ado, man, let's jump into this content, man. The next thing I get into is I think we're gonna jump into the situation with 4xtras, man. There's some brothers from out of, I believe they from out of Texas, that has took umbrage with the things that 4xtras has recently done in this social media space. Munchie B, you know, I did a broadcast last night, and Munchie B said he don't think 4xtras really had any intentions on going up there and being violent. I don't think he did either. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I don't think the brother did either, because look, sometimes we got to start seeing this shit for what it is, man. Even though 4xtras seems like a live wire and this type of dude and this particular type of dude, so on and so forth, I'm gonna say this about 4xtras. 4xtras ain't dumb in the least bit. 4xtras is, you know, he know how to use his brain, homie. So don't be deceived. You feel what I'm saying? And 4xtras know if he go on that platform and he attacked this dude on camera and his PO see it, man, that nigga going back to jail, man. So was it a manipulation tactic that he utilized that was extremely effective? Yes, it was. But sometimes I think a lot of this should be plays from the jump, whether plays to where the participants are aware of it or not aware of it, but Adam be pushing them pieces using these pawns. And these niggas to be playing into this shit time after time after time after time, week after week after week after week after week. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, damn, when are people gonna wake up? I just did a broadcast last night to where Munchie B, who 5 days ago had made some content rebuttaling what OG Bam said to him. He didn't agree with it, and that's well within your rights. 7 days ago, Young and Hefe did the same thing, you know, verbally chastising and reprimanding OG Bam for bringing up his name, so on and so forth. Well within your right. They did it on the individual platforms, and then they go on Adam and Young and Hefe on some coon ass nigga shit. I said what I said. I stand on it. I'm not retracting those statements. I'm not, oh, apologize. I was in my feelings. No, nigga. I'm speaking in real. PJ Crip. You niggas addressed it on your individual platforms, and then you go on there with Adams like, oh man, what? Like, come on, nigga, that's some sucker shit. That's you niggas cooning and shucking and jobbing for master. What was the purpose of doing that? Like, that was some weirdo ass shit, man. That shit wasn't honorable. It was some sucker shit. That's the behavior of suckers. That's the behavior of women. That's creating additional here say, she say, he say, she. Like, come on, my nigga. If you resolve the conflict or the situation, or you addressed it, unless you're going to take violent actions against it, then let it go. You already spoke on it. OG Bam ain't rebuttal. I don't know what's going on with OG Bam. I've been trying to get in contact with him. Somebody had gave me some news about OG Bam, and I hope that it's not true. Not that he's deceased or nothing like that. I don't want to put the brother's business on the internet. But OG Bam, wherever you at, homie, we gonna cover you and lift you up in a multitude of prayers, homie. Especially when certain accusations these niggas is making against you. Oh, he has a substance dependency issue. He's on crack. He's on crack. Like, nigga, what? Nigga, that's some elementary juvenile shit. Oh, your daddy smoke crack. Your mama on like, come on, nigga. You niggas is grown as a motherfucker doing this old suck ass, bunk ass shit. How you know he on crack? Did he ever get it? Have you ever seen him get it? Have you ever seen him in a process or in an act of doing it? Have you ever seen him with the paraphernalia? So how you gonna make these bold claims that the brother is on this or on that? Some just happened with his wife. Some just happened with his people. So we don't even reach out to brothers no more and say, what's up, big dog? Hey, man, keep your head up. I love you, homie. These niggas want to find ways to condemn you. These niggas want to find ways to step on your neck. Nigga, that's sucker shit. We don't have compassion for one another because we Crips, Bloods, and all this shit, nigga. We still human. You a Crip. You a Blood, but you still black. That don't account for nothing. You niggas put Crippin' over your essence. You niggas is putting blood over who we really is. Like, how much sense does that make, my nigga? How much sense that it don't make no motherfucking sense. And I don't give a fuck how a nigga try to rationalize it, how a nigga try to justify it. My nigga, it's inexcusable. It's excusable. We got to start moving to the same frequency, homie. One sound, one band, one. Come on, homie. And I'm not saying everybody hold hands and start this Crip and Blood coalition. No, dude, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we can treat each other better. We can put down better examples for these youngsters on what a black man does and how a black man carry himself. Because when you think about Crippin' and you think about Bloodin', what's associated with it? What is the connotations? What connotations is associated with Crippin' and Blood? Death, destruction, hardships, violence. Niggas sagging their pants, Crips wearing blue rags, even though, yeah, we still fuck with the blue, but you see Crips in all red. Now niggas is banging team hats. I may go buy me a Blue Jay hat that's all red. And it's vice versa with the Bloods. The color lines being erased. When did the color lines start to decrease? Tommy Hilfiger in the 90s. When Michael Jordan started dropping red shoes and the Crips that was addicted to fashion said, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to go get me them. They use the D word. About to go get me those Wooty Woo shoes. And the Bloods would be like, man, them Wooty Woo Jordans is, man, them motherfuckers bragging. I'm about to go get them. And then you pair with a dope Tommy Hilfiger outfit. And then FUBU and Platinum FUBU start coming. But Tommy Hilfiger is really the wave that changed the color line within gangbangers. Because you have a fly ass shirt and it may be red, yellow, and green, but it go with them Jordans. And vice versa. Y'all remember Polo Ralph Lauren, Nautica, and Tommy Hilfiger was coming with these bright ass colors, these wild colors, and all that. And Chris feel like, man, I'm about to go get that red. Man, listen, man, I just want to got that red Tommy Hilfiger jacket. Man, it turned into a backpack. Man, you can fold it and do this. Like, this is real. So the color line has been slowly being, I don't want to say erased because it's still there. When we go to Hood Day, you know, we be blued up and the Damus be trued up or burgundy down or Hoover orange and all that. Shout out to all factions. That's what I'm pushing, acknowledging and respecting all factions and saying to the righteous brothers in all these factions, how do we come together and get this shit together? How do we figure this shit out? And I'm a realist. I'm not under the false impression that we all can just come, yeah, deal, let's get it. No. Because right now we in the time of revelations, homie. In a what book was that where it was said that in the end of days or at the end of times that during a certain period of time, a man's enemies will be of his own household. When they say your own household, homie, they talking about your family, they talking about your gang, they talking about your city, where you come from. Your enemies is gonna be where you come from. So if you got enemies where you come from, and I got enemies where I come from, and we proclaim to be forward thinking individuals that's trying to obtain some level of righteousness, how do we bring it together, my nigga? How long are we going to allow different sets to separate us? And if you real, you a minority, homie, nigga, what? Nigga, what? Man, you got niggas out here as confidential informants. You got niggas out here that's plotting on you because you are a homie and you may look like you got a few dollars. Listen, homie, if you's a real nigga, you govern yourself under morals, principles, and integrity. Certain things that I ain't gonna do. My homie just got 100,000. I know what 100,000 at. I ain't about to go in there and knock him over the head and rob him and all that. No, hell no, nigga. That's some buster shit. Nigga, get your paper. And always been this way. I remember I get out in 2007. When I got out, I didn't have no mama house to go to. I didn't have no daddy house to go to. So when I got out of the California Youth Authority in 2007, nigga, I had to hit the ground running. Couldn't get a job, so I started engaging in certain affairs to get my paper. So my endeavors had me to enter, had me to cross paths with the big homie Sebo. Rest in peace to Sebo. Sebo had the spot over there on a funny side. That's when he was messing with the little female. They got a lot of people down there in the bottoms and a lot of people from Hoover and all this and all that. She loves Sebo on mic. So she make a play for Sebo too. Bo got like 4 bands. And she come back with her taxes and give all the money to Bo. We down there, shout out to Sebo, rest in peace to the homie. But if you know, I'm gonna just speak for me because families may not know certain things, so on and so forth, and all this. So I'm down there getting down and dirty. So my mom, I'm powder in my nose. I'm going up. This is what it is. I used to get down and I used to, rock some of that Stand Enough and get my paper off the Stand Enough as I stay off and do the Stand Enough. You feel what I'm saying? So Bo like, listen, cuz, I don't want to fuck up all this money, cuz. So do me a favor. Nigga, hold this money for me, cuz. You hold this money for Big Bo, cuz. I'm like, hell yeah, on P's, I hold the money for you. I held cuz money. I could have ran off. I could have skipped scuttered. I could have, I could have left. I could have just said, nigga, this mine. But why would I do that to my homie that trusted me? Why would I do that to my homie that really, need this money? Nigga, that'd be some sucker shit. So when they say, hey, cuz, Big Sebo looking for you, already know what he looking for me for. Let me take this money to him. Here you go, big homie. Man, cuz, you're a real little homie, cuz. You know how many niggas would have ran off on Big Bo, cuz? Cuz. And I say, Big Bo, you too trusting, cuz. Stop trusting so many people, my nigga. But I ain't that type of nigga. That ain't my caliber, big homie. What a pot at? Oh, PJ, like, this is some real shit, my nigga. I want for my brothers what I want for myself. If one of my homies go out there and get him 100 bands, man, I'm up next. That's my perception, manifestation. How I manifest my 100 bands. But we also got to understand that faith without works is dead, my nigga. How I get out here and put my boots to the ground to go obtain my 100 bands? Because if the homie got 100, it's 100 for you too. But a lot of niggas don't want to put in the work. A lot of niggas don't want to become proactive. A lot of niggas want to sit on the couch playing games and, chasing after these little females that ain't no benefit to you. Nigga, what is you doing? And then you got to understand, homie, we be, doing what we doing to these females, but what's the benefit? What did you just benefit? Now your energy depleted. Now you want to take a nap. Oh, I'm going to go outside in a minute, man. I just got me no, nigga, get your ass up. Nigga, do some stretching. Get that testosterone flowing. Get the, get them chemicals flowing. They gonna get out there and get it. Fuck you mean? Shout out to my cousin Loke, man. Loke, what's the dinner there? Love you, cuz on Crep. But let's get into this content, man. We gonna dive a little deeper into the persona or the individual name 4xtras. Let's get into it, cuz see what these brothers from out of Texas and a few other regions, got to say about, the local name 4xtras. I want to know how y'all feel about cuz. We're going to go right here. Boom. Let's start right there.
And homies, I'm on bitch on Vernon Avenue, nigga. I don't know what they thought. They thought I was coming back, bitch, on Vernon Avenue. I'm out dead, homies, nigga, XL. Oh, look, I done told that motherfucker up, ran it up, come out here and tear it back up. Told that hater niggas and hating bitches on Vernon.
Pause. It's Los Angeles. We all known in our respective sets and all this and all that, like, right? Even in the county, you know, when certain niggas be getting out of jail, you be like, hey, cuz, you was in there with Wooty Whoop. Yeah, I was in there with cuz. What cuz was on? Oh, he was on Wooty Whoop, but it wasn't no Wooty Whoops in there. Did cuz do this and do that and do? Oh, hell no, man. That nigga was like a regular nigga on PJ. A lot of dudes see that I could put on this and all this shit and get relevance or get the acknowledgement from the streets because of and all this. But come on, cuz, when we gang banging, we know who trooping and who ain't trooping. We can tell, homie, just how a nigga gesticulate, how a nigga talk, how a nigga represent himself. Like, oh, that nigga's one of them niggas. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They always said that those who do don't talk and those who talk don't do. And I'm not specifically talking about this dude, but if anybody feel offended by the content and my perception of my truth, then it is what it is. Bro, he a crybaby ass dude. FDA don't speak for Texas, period. He was a whole locked up. He very emotional. Who? Adrian Cooks, who? Who, big dog? You talking about old boy like? We gonna get into it.
Vernon Avenue, I'm back, bitch. Off the back, I'm back, bitch. I'm about to run it up. Vernon Avenue, who I'ma call tonight? Dead homies. Off the back, I'm out, bitch. On Vernon Ave, nigga, on the dead homies. Chris on the thing, dead homies. I'm out. Bitch, I thought I was gonna stay in that motherfucker. Nigga, that's out, dead homies. Told that motherfucker up, called destruction, took over modules, fuck niggas over. Dead homies, I'm back, bitch. On hood, and I'm about to run it up. Dead homies, nigga, break the internet, dead homies, and fuck niggas over on 4-0. Prince on the fig, bitch. I'm back, bitch. They done fucked up and let the wrong nigga out. Dead homies gonna be a lot of problems out here. I'm back. Off the back, bitch, I'm back on Vernon Avenue crib. Chris on the fig. It's the hood day. You done fucked up. Vernon Avenue or nothing. Vernon Avenue, dead homies, they done fucked up and let me out this motherfucker. Dead homies about to be a whole lot of problems. I'm about to knock your bitch ass out too, Aaron the plumber. Vernon Avenue. Nigga, I'm back, bitch. Off the back, I'm back. Vernon Avenue or nothing. Back out there. Don't just let me out that motherfucker. Ain't make they slap you, bitch. Hit on that motherfucker. Look at that motherfucker. Zoom in on that motherfucker. Motherfucker vibrating already. Vernon Avenue. I don't know why they think they can give me. They can't give me on the dead homies. They not gonna stop me, dead homies. I'm gonna keep one of that motherfucker. You're gonna put me there. I'm gonna tear that motherfucker up. Come back out here. Tear the streets up. Tear the internet up. Dead homies. I'm out, bitch, on Vernon Avenue, nigga.
That's crazy. I don't know what they thought.
They thought I was coming.
At the age that this brother is, and I say this with an abundance of respect, like, right? At the age that cuz is, his maturation level is that of a juvenile, that of a dude that's in his mid-20s on down. That's how the brother represents himself, because a lot of reputable cats from these different factions throughout Los Angeles, we get to a point to like, damn, cuz, we been hoodwinked and bamboozled, my nigga. This ain't what it's about. We seen that with Monster Cody, even though Tookie's transformations and transition to a conscious individual happened in his incarceration, but even he matured. We see the maturation of a lot of brothers that come from where we come from, that deal with the challenges and the struggles in these destitute communities, reach a certain level of maturity. And it's like, homie, how do we change this shit or fix this shit? Or how do we be a proper representation to the young homies on how we supposed to conduct ourselves? When a motherfucker sit back and understand what's going on with us as a people, and I see this type of shit, and shout out to that dude, I know that he's smarter than what he portray, right? You know what I mean? This is some real shit. But I sit back and I watch his representation on internet, cuz, and that shit is sad, my nigga. Let's get back into the content, cuz.
And they can say what they want to say about this bullshit in the mind. Stop playing. If a nigga would have been in that hole, with Uncle, we would have popped it off in that bitch. Like, what's up, nigga? Nigga, you ain't it, bro. I'm tired of these county niggas, bro. That nigga's a county warrior. Where the camera at? What he be doing? Nigga, you a county warrior. You ain't doing that shit in no prison. He would be dead. You ain't doing that shit in the street, you'll be dead.
Pause. I just want to interject right here, right now. Like, right? He may not put on that masquerade in prison, right? Because it's certain structure, it's certain politics, and it's certain expectations beyond that wall, right? But what drove him to wrath against 607 Unc, if he was in prison, he wouldn't have made those bold accusations. He wouldn't play with that man's name like that. See, we gotta be fair all the way around the board. 607 was Unc. 607 Unc was wrong. He was foul for even saying this dude's name and associating with some homosexuality. Nigga, you out of pocket. You down bad. You wrong. But all that shit was instigated by Adam 22 when Adam 22 said, hey, so what is your opinion about 4xtras? Oh, 4xtras, baby, what was doing? Anybody was having the peanut butter butt. And somebody was having the butter with the say, and then somebody would I swear to God, on my mama. After you would have said with somebody, and somebody would have said the peanut butter butt, you put your weave in the butt. You shouldn't have said all that shit. Especially if you ain't have no evidence to corroborate your story. Nigga, you out of pocket. You shouldn't have played with that man name on some homosexual shit. Nigga, you wrong, like on Stevie. We gotta be clear all the way around the board. 607 Unc opened the door, but he got the key from Adam, and he opened the door. So you can't blame 4xtras for going on there pressing him the way that he was pressing him. Now, was 4xtras really going to do some violent shit to him? I don't think so. I do not think so. And sometimes we got to put ourselves in that situation. Would I have got at 607 Unc like that? No, I would have intellectually checked him. And I would have intellectually, calmly, and respectfully told him, listen, big dog, so I hope we don't have this type of conversation again no more, homie, because it's going to be some actions next time because talking failed. I'm going to give you understanding. I'm going to give you compassion. I'm going to be empathetic and understand that all this shit that you're doing, it's a play, my nigga. This shit is nothing more than a play. But don't play with me and play with my gangster. So this is what I'm going to tell you, homie. Where words fail, where understanding fail, violence prevail. So the next time you speak on me in a dishonorable fashion, I'm going to slap the shit out you. I'm just letting you know now. On PJ Watch Crip, next time you speak on me in a disrespectful fashion, homie, especially when it's unwarranted and unprovoked, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. Do we understand one another? Oh, yeah, I swear to God, oh, my mama, swear to God. Oh, GDBD, swear to God, oh, my mama. I don't say that, but swear to God. I don't be the whore, swear to God. Oh, my mama, what you talking about? Swear to God, oh, my mama. All right, now that we understand each other, let's get back into the content. It's different ways that we can handle situations to navigate through these motherfuckers with minimum violence. See, this is the thing, homie, and this is why they keep our people undereducated, because it's been statistically proven through statistics, through science, that those who are undereducated has a higher chance of getting violent because they lack the essential tools to effectively communicate. I ain't got to get violent with you, baby. I know how to use my mouthpiece. I can use my art of persuasion to get you to see where I'm coming from, not to manipulate you into acting a certain type of way that's going to be to your detriment. But look, check this out, big dog. And I done been in situations like that to where you got to intellectually check a motherfucker. Hey, look, check this out, big dog, man. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Look, as a man, this how I'm coming. This what I'm standing on. If you feel like I disrespected you or I did anything that led to that, I apologize. But big dog, this type of behavior, these type of actions, these type of words associated with my name, it ain't cool. And I'm hoping that we can resolve this right here, right now, because next time, homie, it ain't gonna be no understanding. It's gonna be this on Stevie. But let's get back into the content on PJ Crip. So you got these cats from out of Texas that don't like the way that 4xtras press 607 Unc. But you got to press 607 Unc. I swear to God, oh, my Bible, the GDBD. I swear to God, oh, my Bible, man, 4xtras, but I swear to God. Peanut butter, but like, no, nigga, you disrespected this dude, homie. And a lot of dudes, especially coming from the culture that we come from, being a homosexual is taboo. And that's why you got a lot of brothers that's in our community suffering from mental health disorders because they feel like they can't be free. Because if a person come out in our community, especially this gangbanging subculture, and they say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm into. We have been trained to program and condition to say, oh man, you're a weak dude. And I wanted to do a segment on this. Being a homosexual, does that make a man a weak man? Don't answer, because we're gonna do some content on this. I'm gonna get some brothers. We're gonna come on here and we're gonna do content about homosexuality in a gangbang subculture, because it's there. Let's not act like it ain't there. There was dudes in a specific community. I'm not gonna name that community. When they was kids, they was humping and freaking on each other. When they got older, now they sneaking, humping, and freaking on each other. You don't think as grown men, you don't think they ain't still humping and freaking on each other, or finding other people to replace the other so they can hump and freak on? You don't think this type of shit ain't going on in all of our communities? Each one of our communities, especially in the projects, you got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 dudes that love playing with the females. You see this nigga with Bobby dolls in his pocket. Man, what's up with that nigga, man? You see this nigga jump roping, yeah, double dutching and all this shit with the females. Everything that this nigga did was with the females. And you know he ain't fucking these females, because when we got 12, 13, things start to change. And when we start becoming sexually involved with these females, the relationship and the interactions start to change, because now we sexually involved with one another. This nigga friend was all the females. They sharing shoes and going to the movies with each other. And you know what I mean? Like, man, what the fuck going on over there? Like, you know what I mean? We going stealing bikes and doing bad shit. Man, shout out, rest in peace to my partner, Lil Rob. We doing all type of bad shit. But every time we see this nigga jump roping, double dutching and shit, playing with the 1, 2, what's the name of that shit? Hopscotching, all this type of shit. The fuck? We knew. We been knew that you was gonna be a particular type of way. We been knew this. Every community got some of them motherfuckers in their community, and I'm not disrespecting them. Because, you know, let's take it to a biblical standpoint. And the Bible is saying the end of days, men will become lovers of themselves. And they talking, oh no, man, they talking about niggas gonna be conceited to where they want to be like women. No. In the end of days, men will become lovers of themselves. In the Bible, the God of the Bible said, I am the same today, tomorrow, and forever. Never will my words come to me unfulfilled or void. So when God say it, it has to be actuated. You got to have somebody that's going to be the homosexual population to fulfill the prophecy. And then we do research and we see that it's certain chemical compounds that they putting in the drinking water, and it's certain chemical elements that they're putting in the food, the processed food, to make these individuals feel more feminine than they do masculine. So this is a situation that we need to talk about and address, because it could be your son that may be a homosexual. Or you're going to love your son a little less because he prefer to engage in certain activities and behaviors. That's still your son, my nigga. You still got to teach him about respect, accountability. You still got to show him how to structure and discipline his life. Yeah, there was, well, no. I can't say, no. Wait. Adrian Cook say, niggas playing house. Wait, no. We all done played high and go get it, but we ain't played high and go get it with the homies. We all done played house, but we ain't played house with the homies. We ain't do that. The little fast tail young females, and that's a concern. We young as a motherfucker playing house. We in there humping and all this. And I already told you how I got introduced to sexual relationships and all this. Go over some, family members' house with extended family, all this and all that, right? Get dropped off. And it was like, oh, yeah, here. Let Yay be the daddy and Wooty Woo be the mom. And I'm thinking, like, I can be the daddy? How am I be the daddy? It's like, we're going to play house. We in the house. So they got me. They got her. They took us in the room, pulled her pants down, pulled my pants down. It ain't introduced me to sex. Probably like what? I was in between 4 and 6 years old. And when they introduced me to that, oh, come on, yeah. Man, I'm going around humping all the little females on PJ. Not little females. I was young myself, so don't try to associate my name with a weird shit. But You know what I mean? And that's why you got to watch your kids, because the spirit of perversion is everywhere, homie. It's all over the face of this earth, and they trying to sexually pervert a lot of the kids. Even that situation with me, that was sexual perversion, because it was older kids that introduced me and her, and she had already been in it. She already knew how to assume the position and all this and all that. I'm like, oh, what? Oh, okay. Oh, I got the hang of this now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like my baby mama, she always talk about this, right? When she talk about me and all this. We at Gray Street Elementary. She going into the girls' bathroom. I'm coming out of the girls' bathroom. I was messing with this female. We the same age and all this and all that. It was a rainy day at Gray Street Elementary. They had us in an auditorium watching Mary Poppins. She told me to come to the bathroom. My heart beating fast as a motherfucker. Like a nigga about to escape out the county. Like a nigga about to do a prison break. Oh, Stevie. Go to the bathroom and shit. We start humping like a motherfucker. She said, I'm going to go out first. She go out first. And as I'm going out, I ain't count on my baby mama. We kids. I ain't even know this lady was going to be my baby mama. But she always bring that up. Like, what you was doing in the girls' bathroom? And I was in that motherfucker humping through the Mary Poppins movie on PJ. Yeah. And then I told y'all the story about Elvira. My first time just finger banging a female, a Mexican, a Hispanic female named Elvira. Many years later, when I was like 10, I started finger banging this female that was 16. And that's a whole nother story, but I didn't told that story, all this and all that. I'm just talking about anyways, man, I done got off topic, I done digressing and went into some whole other shit. But let's get back into the content. Y'all forgive me, man.
And then on top of that, like, I'm not finna. Yeah, okay. He said what he said. You feel me? And he
boom. It's inexcusable. You acknowledging the fact that 607 Unc said what he said. And this is the thing, and this is what a lot of people's got to accept, homie. You can make your choices, but you cannot pick your consequences. You can't. Adam gave him the key. He opened that door, and 4xtras responded the way that he feel was, befitting for that moment. So you can't say he said what he said, but it ain't no motherfucking but. Man, that nigga was down bad and he was wrong.
He be saying shit that he probably shouldn't say because people die about that shit. So I understand.
Boom. You just acknowledge the severity of him playing and how those type of ways of playing can result in an unaliving of a person, how it can lead to a person's demise. So you should cut everything after that because you acknowledge that this motherfucker is down bad and he wrong as a motherfucker. So what are we really talking about? It seems like a lot of cats have personal vendettas to a lot of cats coming out of California, specifically LA. A lot of dudes got personal vendettas and they seize these type of opportunities to come on here and tell how they really feel about a lot of cats from out of Los Angeles, man. That's just my perception. Like, you feel me? But let's get back into the content. Like,
the position 4xtras too, but I'm not finna.
Man,
I'm not finna bully a nigga. Hey, guess what? I got a little homie about your size. Yo, what's your height? What's your weight? I'm gonna go get my little homie. Yeah, you got to pay for that. Like, you got to watch your mouth. So I would have handled it differently. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, have
a problem with how you have a problem with, but don't bully no nigga.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
my advice to 4xtras, stay in California, bro. Stay in California, bro.
What you mean by that? Why you think you got to stay in California?
Because he come anywhere else, he gonna be going back to Cali in a box, and nobody give a fuck about no gang shit.
I want to meet him. He seemed like a cool nigga, you know what I'm saying? But like, I think sometimes
I don't have no desire.
I want to meet him. Like, shit, nigga, I ain't got no problem with no nigga.
Man, I got a problem.
Hey, bro, that shit you did, that was bully shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit.
Bro, look at Unc,
that
bro.
Shit wasn't there.
Look at Unc.
You know what I mean?
Do big homie CC like that.
now this shit getting messy.
Yeah,
Do King Peel like that.
Now this shit
Do
getting messy.
bro. Do Aaron like that, bro.
They said he was like 40, 50.
And they can say what they want to say about this bull.
That is getting messy. Like, all that right there, like, that's some messy shit. Like, you can't tell a nigga, and this is what a lot of people in different states is trying to say. Even Charleston White or California people only bad in California. When they leave California, they get a clear understanding. Nigga, I'm Bobby A wherever I go, nigga. OPJ, like who the person that I am right here on the internet on Stevie, you meet me in person, depending on the atmosphere, because I'm very analytical, very observant, very aware. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm the same dude. So we supposed to only be California people's on the bad in California. When they leave California, they get a clear understanding. Man, I'm me wherever I go, big dog. But we need not create that type of narrative to where, oh yeah, tell him not to come out of California. Because he got homies that love him. And whoever's affiliated or associated with your people, they can press lines on. So let's not even create that, homie. See, what we got to understand, our actions have effects upon those who are associated, affiliated, and in love with us. Your actions have an effect on other people. So you popping all the, oh man, like, come on, homie, let's not do that. Because a lot of cats in California, they notorious for getting up on dudes that ain't from California, specifically Los Angeles. And it's unfortunate that a lot of those dudes don't leave the way that they came. And this is real spill, homie, especially if you're from LA or if you're from California, you know what I'm saying is real, homie. And I'm not saying that, let's inflate egos and let's have a pitching contest. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is let's be responsible with our words, especially when you ain't from the land and you saying all this and all that. So wherever you from, his homies from 40s or his neighborhood homies probably feel like, all right, since they saying this, can't nobody from Whoopty Whoop come over here unless they push a neighborhood. So let's think outside the box and let's be logical. Let's be reasonable. And in the words of Papa, man is ruled by their emotions. No, the fuck we ain't. Boys is ruled by their emotions. But a lot of dudes is getting on here and having these emotional outbursts and putting out this emotional content that can be to the detriment of other individuals. Come on, homie, let's be, what is the word? Pragmatic in our approach at resolving and addressing situations as it pertains to us. And that's all I'm saying. Now we about to transition. Let's check out this shit with Wack 100, man. I did a broadcast last night and I said that Wack 100, that shit was a play. His views is going down. People's ain't, they ain't clicking into the Wack show like they used to. So he got a man, damn blood on Pyru. What I'm gonna do to stay relevant? I gotta do something. Man, what can I do to make these motherfuckers tune in with me? Hey, Damo, what I can do? Man, act like you got a police badge. Oh, yeah, niggas will talk about you then. So he on a live or a broadcast with Snoopy Blue, and he opened his wallet, and I'm like, oh, this shit is a play. Cause who goes into their wallet and take all the motherfucking cards? And then when he was folding the wallet back, he seen the badge. You know what I mean? And his response wasn't like, damn, did they see that? He made sure niggas seen it. He looked down at it and then folded it. See what he wanted? He wanted Snoopy Badass to catch it. If I call Snoopy Badass Snoopy Blue, forgive me. You know what I mean? He wanted Snoopy Badass to catch it, but he ain't catch it. But the internet caught it. And then, whew, mission accomplished. Everybody talking about Wack 100 and his police badge. Even if he is commissioned by any type of law enforcement, they ain't gonna give Cuz no badge. They ain't gonna do that. They not about to give Wack 100 with his background a badge. They may give him certain code words. If you get pulled over, say this, that, and third, and you'll be on your way. Oh, my mama, that's how they get down with certain cats. I don't know. Is Wack an informant? I'm not for sure. Is there allegations about him being an informant? There is. They saying that he got caught with certain shit, and then they recruited him into the hip hop police, not the actual police. You know what the hip hop police is, right? It's when they use FBI agent and informants to hang around a certain particular artist, rap group, or record label to do surveillance, to surveil and report. Is that true? I don't know. We ain't seen no paperwork, but just because it's a lack of paperwork, that don't mean that a motherfucker is automatically exonerated. All that, oh man, and if it ain't no paperwork, then it ain't no, nigga. We depending on common sense now, because now they got some shit called confidential informants. Nigga can be telling on everybody, and there ain't no paperwork linked to him. But let's get into the content, man. Let me cue this up for you, man. How y'all feeling out there, man? Where that shit at? Hold on, let me find it. Let me see. Is this it? Yeah, I think this it right here. This is his brother covering. His name is Tough Stino. Check him out if you choose to, man. Appreciate you for the content, bro.
For y'all is, do y'all believe Wack 100 is just playing into what's already being the narrative, champ? Or do y'all really believe he's working with them people? That's my question.
Strong possibility.
That's my question. Trucking for you. Salute to the super chat, champ. You already know the vibes. We here, champ. Right? We here.
A few dollars. No, I'm fucking around.
What else could it be? Yo, bro. I don't know. I heard some people saying that he got a retired ex-wife. Maybe it was something for her. But even when my pops was a CEO when he retired and all that, my mom's never had a badge. And my mom's was never given a badge like that. My pops had a badge like that, but my mom's was never given a badge like that. She was never given a badge, bro. On my soul. So to be honest, man, yo, I ain't gonna lie, Wack. You know you done fucked up, right? On my soul. The nigga that messed up, right?
No, he didn't.
The nigga that messed up looked like a CO badge. Yo, listen, man, whatever type badge it is, I know that this wasn't an accident.
It wasn't. It was a play.
I could positively say that shit is not an accident.
On page, that was intentional. That was some intentional shit. We're gonna jump off this. And we're gonna jump into a more controversial topic, man. This is the bread and butter. This is the meat and potatoes. This one right here, man. Hey, man, we're gonna jump into some content that that's coming from OG Cartoon. And before we get into that, man, I want to say, Cartoon, you got my support on this one, homie. PJ Watson, Stevie Walla Bing. You got my support. And I know that you got the support of the people, our people, homie. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Let's get into the content, homie. I think the word is preluded with another video, and then we're gonna jump into that right there with Cartoon, man. Let me see. I think this is real. You know, this is how they feel about you, cuz. This is how they feel about us.
Why is a person that never was a slave deserve compensation from a person that never owned a slave?
Bank of America and much of the U.S. financial system were built on the profits from slavery, using enslaved people.
Pause. Forgive me. I just seen a comment that says, Tough Stino be hating on LA brothers. Interesting. Tough Stino funny as fuck, champ. Fuck with you, cuz. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the brother, man. The shit just popped up on my timeline. I'm like, man, you know, this is interesting because a lot of people is talking about this. So I don't know what his stance is with people coming from LA and all this and all that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I go back and I watch some of his content, and that may be content right there too. Like, but then listen, homie. Listen, man, this is the rental, man. Get it from your player partner. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people be hating on brothers coming from out LA. And I'm not saying it in a condescending way. I'm not saying it as we are superior to anybody. That's not the stance that I'm communicating from. But what I am communicating from is even from the media that makes it seem like LA is the top, the cream of the crop of California, and everything else outside of LA don't matter, don't exist. You know, I done did time up there in up north. I done did time in San Joaquin County Jail. You know, I was just building with a cat from Oakland, and he was like, man, you cool. Like, you remind me like of somebody from the Bay. Like, I want to know you was from LA. Like, yeah, man, I'm from LA, but I'm from Watts, my nigga. It's the same, but it's different. Like, whoopty whoop. So as we, you know, chopping game and all this and all that, like, he was like, man, why LA cats think like they is the West Coast and they this, that, and third? I say, look, check this out, homie. We don't think that. That's what the media portray to the world. But you got to come to LA to get signed. You got to come to LA to get a check and anything to have anything to do with the entertainment industry up and down the West Coast. You don't hear you dudes from LA. Well, I ain't never heard it. You don't hear dudes from with this Vegas versus LA or California thing is slightly different, right? But you don't hear cats from LA saying, "Oh man, we is California and everything else don't matter." No, I ain't never heard no cat from LA say, "Man, fuck everybody that ain't from LA. That's in California. Fuck the world. Fuck them other cities. LA is the cream of the crop. We the ones." Like, I don't hear no niggas from LA saying that. When you in LA, homie, we don't be like, "Oh yeah, man, we don't like cats from Oakland. Oh yeah, fuck those New York niggas and fuck those niggas from," like, we don't do that. We be like, "Man, fuck them niggas across the track. Fuck them niggas that wear Wooty Whoop. We seen them niggas from Wooty Whoop at the Wooty Wop Wop and they got into it with the homies. So now we about to go get cracking." We be on each other. We don't stop and say, "Pause." Those dudes in Chicago, like, nah, nigga, we don't be on no shit like that. But yet everybody has this disdain. Everybody has this hatred for cats coming out of LA. I know we felt into the East Coast, West Coast shit, but that shit was instigated by the media. That's the only time that I heard brothers from LA say, New York, and vice versa. We love Pac. And the government and the media, like the Honorable Malcolm X say, man, you got to be careful of what you take from the media because they'll have you hating the oppressed and loving the oppressor. And we fell the victim to that shit, and it was the East Coast, West Coast disagreement. That's the only time I heard cats from LA say, forget a certain region. It's when it was that East Coast, West Coast shit. But even in the midst of that, when my cousins Dulo and all them, when they was working security jobs at the Universal Black Circus under the big top and all this and all that, it was a dude from New Jersey that came out of here, and he was a little apprehensive because of the East Coast, West Coast rivalry and all that. But we wasn't tripping on niggas from New Jersey. This nigga was going to the projects and watching like, damn, this remind me of Jersey, you heard? This remind me of back home, and we embraced him. This nigga over my auntie house, we eating, we chilling, and he just amazed, like, damn, this how y'all get down in LA? Specifically, Watt's like, man, I love this shit, man. I want to come back. I want to do this and do that, man. Shout out to cuz from Jersey on Mike. They came over here and we embraced him as if he was one of ours, and we showed him a whole different narrative other than what the media was perpetrating. So I get back to saying this. A lot of these dudes say they hate LA. They don't got no love for LA, but how could you hate LA and damn near any corner of the United States of America you go to is some form of LA influence there with this Crippin' and blood and shit? How could you hate LA that much? See, a lot of times it don't be hate, it be jealousy and envy. And the thing about envy, oh man, a nigga kill you because he envious of you. Now, jealousy, a motherfucker say some hating ass shit, some suck ass shit, or pretend to be a friend, but he really hiding the enemy within and all this and all that. But that envy, oh man, a nigga set your ass on fire over that envy, man. We got to start checking ourselves, man. Get ourselves up out of this low vibration state. We've been vibrating too long on these low frequencies. Homie, let's up the frequency. And a lot of things that you have aspirations of obtaining, becoming a part of, initiating, a lot of that shit have changed, homie, if we can just up the frequency a little bit. But let's get back into the content, man. I'm gonna run it back. Check out what this dude say.
As loan collateral.
Slave deserve compensation from a person that never owned a slave.
Shut your bitch
Bank of
ass up.
America and much of the U.S. financial system were built on the profits from slavery, using enslaved people as loan collateral and even owning them when debts weren't paid. These same institutions, which grew into billion-dollar corporations from the slavery of our ancestors, continue to uphold systems of institutional racism that today prevent Black people from building generational wealth. The horrors of slavery didn't end with emancipation. They left deep scars that still shape the lives of Black people today. This inherited trauma, known as post-traumatic slave syndrome, is rooted in generations of violence, ripped apart families, and stolen identity. It continues to affect mental health, family relationships, and the overall well-being of Black people. The U.S. government has paid reparations to Japanese Americans interned during World War II, and even Americans held hostage in Iran. Yet the only people paid for slavery were the slave owners for losing their slaves after the Civil War. The victims of slavery were never paid. Our ancestors were stolen and endured some of the most violent atrocities in human history. So white people in this country could build their largely unearned generational wealth that they still sit on today, while Black people have been systemically denied the right to build and pass down the wealth we fought hard to earn for generations. Because every single time we did build, for example, Black Wall Street in Tulsa, the whites burned down the entire town and slaughtered every single Black person that they could find. You stole our ancestors. You stole their labor, which made the U.S. an economic superpower. You stole their futures. You dehumanized, brutalized, and traumatized them. Then that generational trauma was passed down to their descendants, who you continue to traumatize and brutalize with your systems of oppression put into place to limit and prevent us from creating generational wealth. And you refuse to dismantle your systems of oppression because that would be admitting that white prosperity was built on Black suffering. But you still owe for the centuries of unspeakable atrocities, because reparations are not charity. It's an unpaid debt that you owe.
So with everything that has been happening about the mass deportations and Black Americans saying that they're sitting everything out that is happening to the Latin community and happening to the country, it seems like so many people from the Latin community are not happy with what's happening. First, I came across so many videos of...
They want to be us. Anything that we create. Oh, and I got a good one on TJ Watts. Yeah. Yeah, brother. Now let me stop fucking around. Let me stop catting off. Hey, but I got a good one, homie, because now you got a lot of Hispanics, and I want to do a panel on this one. You got a lot of Hispanics that's trying to claim that the late great Tupac legacy is only what it is because of the contributions that Hispanics contributed to his legacy. Womp, womp, womp. Come on, cuz. Everything that we have of value, of substance, they want to claim it for themselves, even our identity. They tried to whitewash Vicente El Negro Guerrero. Oh, he wasn't black. Oh, he was like, no, he was black. He was a nigga. He looked real similar to me, just a different texture of hair. Anything of substance, especially when we contribute to their culture and their traditions, they try to exclude us. They try to get us out of it. Even the word that I saw. They so loosely use this word that I saw. Do you actually know what that I saw mean? Because it was a mixed community of Black indigenous, Asiatic indigenous, freed Blacks, runaway slave Blacks. You know what I mean? A few motherfuckers from Europe that just couldn't understand the atrocities that they people was inflicting on the people in that region. That I saw begin to migrate north and created a city, a very prominent city in California. Do you know what city that is? Los Angeles. But it was Black people that was a part of the Raza that was spearheading that movement to go to Los Angeles and create that city. Even the creation, the inception of Los Angeles is rooted in our contribution. But you see how they don't tell you this information. They try to, let's get the niggas up out of here. We'd rather give credit to the Mexicans because in a generation or two, if we interbreed with them, they look like us. But them niggas, it's going to take 3 to 4, some rare cases, 5 generations to get their blood up out of us. And then you know that the Hispanic population is the most subservient group of individuals under the reign of Caucasians. They don't mind subjugating themselves for preferential treatment in favor for the white folks. Oh no, man, we want to do our own thing. We want to be us. But let's get back into the content, man. I want to share with y'all because the sister had talked about Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? I want to introduce you. I was calling it Allensville, but it wasn't Allensville. It was Allensworth. And let me tell you a little something about Allensworth. What is Allensworth, you may ask? Let me see. You know, I like to share with y'all so y'all can see it. Allensworth, California, established by Allensworth in 1908. The town was the first in California to be funded, financed, and governed by African Americans. You say what? Established by Allen Allensworth in 1908, the town was the first in California to be funded, financed, and governed by African Americans. Now, a lot of people's gonna say, man, you just contradict yourself. No, I didn't. Because I just told you about Darasa and how they migrated, but Darasa was a mixed community. It was indigenous melanated carbonated people from that region, freed individuals that they call freedmen from that region. It was escaped slaves from that region, with the Asiatic indigenous people and a few Spaniards that came into Los Angeles and collectively created what we know as Los Angeles. But when we talk about Allensworth was solely created with no partnership in, no assistance, not working in conjunction with. It was solely created by African Americans. What happened to Allensworth, California? I will tell you what happened to Allensworth, California. Allensworth, California was an agricultural town. When they was growing corn, their white counterparts was growing corn that looked like this, if they could grow it. Their crops were struggling. Then the black people got out there, they started loving on the land, Mother Nature. We always talk about, if we're talking about religion and all this and all that, we always give acknowledgement to Father God, but we don't give enough acknowledgement to Mother Nature. But these African American individuals they began to love on the soil. They began to love on the plants. They began to spread positive energy, getting out there and dancing and playing music. And it's been scientifically proven now that plants can respond to certain frequencies that come from music. So them being happy and loving their them loving their state of being self-sufficient and independent created a certain type of energy, and that energy influenced the production of the agriculture. So when the whites were struggling to get their crops to crop, blossom, bloom, whatever it's called, right? When they were struggling to get their crops to do what crops need to do, then black folks was growing corn that look like this. These motherfuckers growing tomatoes that look like this. They growing watermelons that's damn near the size of a person's upper portion. So they said, those goddamn niggas, they outproducing us. So, the nefarious or the nefarious and wicked hearts of certain people, they began to conspire. They began to plot. They began to plan acts of iniquity. So what they do, they went and poisoned the water supply. A lot of our people consumed the water. A lot of them passed away. A lot of them got sick. And they're trying to figure out, man, what's getting us sick? Then you look at the plants. Then the plants stopped producing in a fashion that they were known to produce. They stopped, what is the word? Blossoming, I guess you would say. But they stopped growing. The plants stopped growing the way that they knew they were supposed to grow. They say, hold on, man, something ain't right with this water. It was the water that they poisoned. Listen, homie, don't just take my word, man. Do your own research, man. Anytime we create something for ourselves, an enclave that's promoting Black excellence, an enclave that's promoting Black unity, self-sufficiency, they find a way to destroy it and sabotage it. What happened to the town of Allensworth, California? Many residents left the area following World War I. The California Colony and Home Promoting Association's, the 1929 blueprint of Allensworth is available for viewship online via the California State Archives. The town of Allensworth was scheduled for demolition in 1966 when arsenic was found in a water supply. And what happened to them people? A lot of individuals that inhabited Allensworth, they moved to Bakersfield, they moved to Fresno, and a lot of them moved to the Bay Area. So this is the thing. Is that water still contaminated? Can we decontaminate the water and go up there and purchase some of that land next year? Can we go and resurrect the glory of our people in that land? Like, what is it going to take? Because this is what we got to start doing. Buying our own land, creating our own cities and towns, and creating our own laws and bylaws. White CHP officer, with a hatred for blacks. No, partner, we got this. We employ our own law enforcement. So when Miss Shirley called and said, "Hey, baby, it's me, Mama Shirley, and Jerome is over here acting out. I don't know what he got a hold of, but can you send somebody, please?" And dispatch is going, note that this ain't the first time that Miss Shirley didn't call about Jerome. And Jerome has a medical issue to where he ain't right in the head. So when you go, proceed with caution and know that he may be a little violent. So take the necessary safety measures to ensure that you can do effective policing without baka Jerome, because we know he got a problem. So when little Timmy wander out in the street and somebody call and say, "Hey man, it's a baby in the middle of the street. The location is with you." Oh man, that's Cynthia. Cynthia done got a hold of some of that motherfucking meth, and when she get on that meth, she neglect her parental responsibilities. So we gonna go down there and we gonna get little Timothy. And instead of calling DCFS, what we gonna do? We know his grandmama, she's a righteous woman. We gonna take little Timmy down there to his grandmama. "Hey man, your daughter down there on that bullshit. We need you to keep this baby for about 6 to 7 months. We're going to help you. We're going to give you the resources, the connections, the networks that you need to care for this baby. And if you got to go to work, or if you got to go somewhere, we're going to hit Chantel, and Chantel is going to, take over until you can get back." "Well, I'm getting old and my arthritis is." "Don't trip. We got you." Would you be cool with us just taking the baby to Chantel and making sure Chantel can give the baby regular quality care? "I don't mind. I want to be in my grandbaby's life. But right now, I just can't run after a kid right now. My arthritis and this. We understand. Chantel, we need you to get little Timothy. Here's some stipends for clothing. This, that, and third. And if, you need a break, we're going to take the baby down here to Keisha. Keisha get her fuck on. Keisha, do her thing. Keisha got a reputation of being promiscuous, but she's fair. She's trustworthy, and she loves kids. That's how we build a community, because it take a village. We never supposed to allow DCFS to come into our community and take black babies and put them in these toxic environments, put them in these traumatic environments, to where now the spirit of perversion is over these people who said, "Damn, what's the best way for me to get some young coon can?" Hey, baby, didn't you say you always wanted to? Yeah, you should open up a foster home and let's help little girls. And what? But they ain't just going after little girls, they going after little boys too. These predators. But if we got our own thriving communities, towns, and villages, homie, we can get all that shit up out of there. Just take, for instance, a motherfucker named Terrence. Man, Terrence always been weird. He always jump rope with the females and did feminine shit. Nigga, we ain't about to put no kids down there with you. You know why? Because if you violate these kids, we'll be coming to your motherfucking doorstep the way the Klan used to do our people, and we gonna come holler at you. We gonna put something on your ass for hurting these babies. But if we create and construct our own communities, towns, and villages, we have a screening process. Oh, no. You say you do what? And who? And say what? Yeah, we're going to deny your application. No, we just can't. Ain't that how the white folks do us when they don't want to give us homes, housing, residency in their community? Ain't that what the Latin people, the Spanish people, the Latinos do to us when they don't want us to rent their property? No. Sorry. No, partner. We ain't letting you come in our community with this Crip and Blood division shit. Because what you're going to do is you're going to make us hurt you. So get the fuck from around us, because this is a harmonious community to where we look out for the best interest of the people in the community. And you coming in with this separation and division shit, don't come over here. And if one of these dudes from a specific religion want to come and spread seeds of division, no, nigga, get your religious ass the fuck from around us. Because we acknowledge all religions, and we don't condemn our people for practicing this, that, and third. But what we don't do is to force our religious views upon nobody. Do we have a non-denominational church here that we frequent at least once a month, and everybody come and we share our views and what we see, what we visualize in the future for the community? Yeah, we can do that. That's needed. But we ain't creating division and separation. So if your religious ass is coming with that type of element, it's best for you not to come over here. If your gang banging ass is coming with that type of energy, it's best for you not to come over here. And these hostile, racist cops, because you know they're going to try to come and infiltrate. Don't come to our community because we got our own police. Call a homie that don't got a record, you know what I mean? And he been doing security and he got his gun permit. Listen, homie, we need you to get some of your partners. Come and join our city. Oh, I ain't got, man, we'll build you a house. But we need you. We need you to come out here and be the police captain. Or we need you to come out here and be this. The homie that's into politics, that's on the Los Angeles City Council board, that nobody's given an opportunity to, that's eloquent. He's for the people. He can't be bought. We need you to come and be the mayor of our city. We need you to come and preside over the people. When you build that type of collective of our people, it's hard to destroy it. So when these racist CHP cops and all this shit come, listen, homie, we didn't build this and we didn't structure this, and we are identified and tied to the land. This is our land. This is our community. The way that these patriotic white boys say, yeah, I don't mind dying for America. No, I don't. My grandpappy was a World War II veteran, and his pappy was a World War I veteran. I surely do not mind dying for my country. That's how we gonna feel about our communities when we invest in the development of our communities. So you can bring the National Guards, you can bring whoever, because today, over what we done constructed, developed, and created, we willing to die behind this on crib. What? You're gonna come into our community and tell us what the fuck we gonna do and what we ain't gonna do? We police ourselves. We got our own police. We got our own police in this motherfucker. Ain't nothing unjust going on here. We ain't dibbling and dabbling in the distribution of narcotics. We ain't hiding weapons of mass destruction and none of this shit that y'all use to invade people's land. We just prosperous black folks that choose to segregate ourselves versus to integrate ourselves, because every time we integrate, our people become contaminated and they start thinking and feeling the way that y'all feel about us, and they start perpetrating this hatred upon our people. So we have to detox and segregate and come and create our own. And for this, we live by it, we die by it. That just is what it is. Now, this is Reconstruction, homie, but let's get back over into the content. I want to share this with y'all, homie. Let me see where is that. This is American Cholo and his clown named Sonny. Sonny is an avid black hater. He just hate niggas. This dude is a Latino white supremacist. Let's get into it.
Let's keep it rolling. YG can do that because the African American community has
do whatever they want, and nobody's gonna give them a problem.
Wait. Stop being so racist so quick.
I'm not being racist.
You are being racist,
African American community has got the gear of the media and of the appalled and of even white people, even young Mexican American kids, young, when I say that, I mean all Latino kids, all behind them. They've got that gear already with them. So when they get offended, everybody else starts getting offended. And they start fucking acting like they're victims or this. And I'm not talking about the majority. I'm talking about a few individuals, but they have a lot of influence in the media. That's when somebody was saying on the comments on when we did the one on some Hollywood stuff, and they were saying, well, why do you care about music and Hollywood this? Because that's the influence. That's the influence that makes other
exactly. That's how our children.
Pause. Check this out, right? Now we're gonna go back to the early 90s. What set us apart from the Chicano Latino gang members is black niggas was getting that paper. PJ Crib niggas was getting to the bag. 4-5 chains, S500 Benzes back there, Lexuses, several lowriders with candy paints on them, all this, right? Black brothers was so effective in acquiring that bag illicitly, engaging in things that was to the detriment and the destruction of our communities, right? But black niggas was getting the bag when silk, silk shirts and tailor-made suits and these fly-ass perms like Bogart, Big Bogart. Shout out to George Bogart with the rollers. These dudes was looking like, man, like some shit that you seen up out of Superfly. As kids, we was watching them. You know who else was watching them? The Latina, the Hispanic females. It's like, damn, look at him looking like a black god. Especially the brothers that worked out and their physique was looking cool and they got on these tailor-made suits. Or even when it was just a regular day and they got on khakis with a slingshot and they looking yoked up with several chains on and they pressing in curls and they perms and you know what I mean, the flat tops with the designs and the sharp edge up. The Hispanic women was looking at that. They liked it that. Now you got the Hispanic males seeing it and becoming envious of it. So in the early 90s, they got together under the direction of, I don't want to say these people's name, but you can figure it out. And they told their younger members, hey, listen, homie, we got to slow down targeting and victimizing each other and a hatred that you have for one another. Go express that to the blacks. The blacks got the crack. We need to take over the crack because the crack, the gains from selling crack put black men in a position to where in these destitute communities that consists of blacks and Latinos, it put the black people ahead. It put the black males on a pedestal to where their women start desiring black men. They seen the influence that came from it. So like the Caucasian people, anytime we create something and it sets us apart or it puts us on a pedestal, they become, what is the word? Covetous. In the Bible, it says, thou shalt not covet a person's wife and all that, but you shouldn't want for yourself something that belongs to somebody else when you can go out and create it yourself. So they said, we're going to take the drug trade from the blacks. We taking that. So right now, what they trying to do, they trying to take hip hop from us. I done did a segment of a Hispanic dude saying hip hop, rap, this, that, it all comes from us, the Chicano people. We create everything. What? How? When you research our history, let's just go 1,000 year back, right? Let's go back 1,000 years in history. Is there Mexicans there? Oh, wait. If we go back 1,000 years, is it any Mexicans in the past? I'm just saying. If we go back 1,000 years, is Mexican people there? No, they are not. No, absolutely not. But if we go back 1,000 years, is the black people there? Mm-hmm. How about 2,000 years? Mm-hmm. How about we time that times 10 and go back 20,000 years? Is it black people there? Mm-hmm. What about 40,000 years? Mm-hmm. 60,000 years? Mm-hmm. What about 70,000 years? We was there. They said we began to migrate out of Africa 65 to 70,000 years ago and start going to various parts of the world. We got a rich history. So when you say rap, hip hop, this, that, hold on, excuse me. How did you make all these significant contributions to society and all this and all that and everything that y'all do to a degree, right? I know a Hispanic male, and I give credit where credit is due. The reason why we can enjoy color TV is in part because of a Hispanic male that created something to where now you can broadcast in color. Shout out to the Hispanic population for that. But that doesn't compare to our continuous, excuse me. Yeah, that doesn't even equate to our contributions to humanity. But okay, for sure. Yeah, but let's get back over here, man. Because now they're trying to steal hip hop from us. They see how influential hip hop and how beneficial hip hop is, and how we now have influence once again, not over just their women, but their children is now acting in a mannerism of us. And that's cool. Long as you don't bring those racial elements and all that bullshit, come over here and fuck with us. But they feel like their youngsters should be replicating, emulate, and imitating what they do. That they should look more like how they looked in the 90s, the 80s, and the 70s or cholo out. Like, no, man, we progressing as a people. Let's get back into the content.
And see, that's where our children go by.
But
That's what they listen to.
But why do I think why
Sound like a
he
lot
meant
of
to do
hater
it
shit.
respectfully? Absolutely not. Do I think the homies that were at the video thought it was disrespectful? No, them fools are just trying to get on there, trying to get on.
Business.
Yeah,
it's
business.
money.
But what is it disrespectful? Yeah, it's disrespectful, dude. That would be like, imagine Misfit putting a shadiki on, right? African attire
with an afro.
Yeah, with the afro with a bunch of black ladies and bloods.
He ain't tripping off.
And he's talking about Shaniqua.
Check this out, right? Y'all do that anyway. Y'all wear the chains we wear. Now you see more Hispanics wearing Rolexes, talking the way we talk. They say nigga more than us. Everything that we say, everything that we do, they emulate it. So that's not a good analogy, because y'all doing that now. Wearing a awful lot of cough syrup. And like, what's up, my nigga? Whoopty whoop whoop. You got 18 streets that say cuz. You got Florencia gang members that say blood. Like, what are we talking about, bro? That point is invalid. That wasn't a good point. Y'all do it now. And you all wearing a dashiki with an afro and all that. Nigga, shit. Most of us is born, raised and bred here in the Americas. We don't even wear dashikis. So that'd be you stealing the identity of the people from the continent of Africa and not ours. But everything we do, y'all emulate it and replicate it. So that point that you just expressed, American Cholo, is invalid. It don't make no sense. Let's get back into it, because he's gonna say something about reparations. They want to keep us from that too. Like, god damn.
So Maria.
Hey, that would be all out war. They will go all off.
Yeah.
Racist. He's racist. He's this.
You know what, dog? The way I see it, I'm not trying to be racist.
You are.
I'm not trying to trip. The blacks are allowed to say whatever they want. They're basically the only ones that can yell racism. So
not true. Jewish people cry and holler racism more than black people. And the Jewish peoples is the peoples who create these constructs. The Jewish peoples is the ones who fund the separation and the division and all this shit that we dealing with. They cried up the most about racism. No, we stand up to it. We fight against it. We're not going to subjugate ourselves to it. We're not going to keep gracefully bowing down to the white folks who feel like they're better than my people and your people. See what it is, y'all submit to it. Y'all give into it. Y'all partnership with it. And if this isn't true, then why did y'all align yourselves with the those white brothers who be, you know what I mean? Pressing that, man, we don't really like niggers, but we'll tolerate them goddamn Mexicans. Y'all partnership with the Aryan Brotherhood. That's a white supremacist group. So you can't come on here and create these false narratives and all this and all that. Like, let's get back into the content. Hold on. Goodwill 619 says Mexicans racist too. Mexicans racist too there. Frank Nitty says, of course, small hates are the biggest deceivers. Borrowed Tom said, I got one icon that nobody can look up to. No goddamn Martin Luther King. Chavez, no Malcolm Rodriguez, not even a damn Muhammad Jimenez. I got one icon that nobody can look up to. No goddamn Martin Luther Chavez, no Malcolm Rodriguez, and not even a damn Muhammad Jimenez. Bar Tom say they look at the young people, the young girls and boys dressed a goddamn light. Same damn hairstyles and everything. All right, let's get back into the content. This nigga about to say some controversial shit.
They do it. It's all right.
But when we do it, it's not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Then what it is, it has to be even play field.
They feel they have the right to call people out on anything they want. And nobody can tell them anything because they're black.
Wow.
So what does that make them? Because they're black, they're untouchable?
To them, they feel like they went through slavery. They have the civil rights issues. That
See,
they're
what
the
you
ones
dumb fucks neglect to acknowledge and understand that your people went through a period of servitude too. But y'all was weak. Y'all started to die. You motherfuckers succumb to the challenges and the hardships that the conquistadors and the Spaniards brought over here. Y'all anatomy couldn't take it. So they say instead of using these motherfuckers as slaves, and they don't make good slaves because they weak, we're gonna use them to portray the blacks and go into these black settlements, these black hideouts, and give us information. We're gonna treat them like our favorite dogs. Here, go find the blacks for us. And they turned their backs on us for preferential treatment from the Europeans. So they always want to say this slavery shit and associate with that with us. Your motherfucker, your people was enslaved too. Y'all didn't make good slaves. Y'all anatomy, y'all mind state wasn't strong enough to withstand those challenges. My people are a very resilient type of people. We strong. Whatever you throw at us, we make the best out of it, and we continue to truck on. Your people begin to die. Your people's perish. So they said, we can't just keep on wasting these good lives. They got to be good for something. Let's subjugate them to the point to where we put division amongst them and the melanated, carbonated people. Go find those niggas for us. Them niggas will accept y'all. They won't accept us. Them niggas can smell us a mile away. But they taught y'all their customs. They taught y'all how to act in a way of them. They trust y'all. Now go betray them for preferential treatment from us. See these some Hispanic males and women come on here and they just be running their motherfucking mouth and they don't know their true history. The history that they regurgitate is the history that the white oppressors have provided them with. A lot of them can't think outside of the box. But you got the right motherfucker today. Shout out to all the Latinos that fuck with us.
That been persecuted their whole lives. To them.
But we have been there with them too. If you look
if
you look at history, dude, there's a lot of places where say no blacks, no Mexicans, no browns.
Right.
So we had a part of that too.
Think about this, cuz, and I just said this. There's a lot of places say no blacks, no Mexicans, no browns, right? So y'all deal with racial discrimination in the same fashion that we did, but again, modern day times, it shows that y'all always turn your backs on us and betray us time after time. Y'all did it again. We all seen the posters from back in the days. No Mexicans, no Puerto Ricans, no niggas, and no dogs allowed. But y'all went in partnership with the same people whose grandparents was the ones that created these motherfucking signs for preferential treatment. History repeats itself, especially with them. Man, this ain't no shit that I'm making up or just pulling out my ass and bring it to the internet. Man, this is rooted in facts, my nigga. On PJ, what? If you can't catch up, then catch on, my nigga. Let's get back into their content. They know this, but they went in partnership with them people.
We're in there with them. We just don't put it out there like that. We don't complain about it. But we weren't the majority there. But
no, y'all just didn't have any significance. We created all the significance. It was us. We contributed the major contributions in the liberation of your country. It was us. Gaspar Yenga and other mighty warriors that stood up and said, man, we got y'all. Because, black people, man, we have this. It's just something about us, man, such a deep empathy, understanding, and compassion for other people to where we want to come in and provide protection, provide provisions, provide nourishment. And we took on their beef. We took on their wars. We liberated their country, but they don't tell you that. The reason why they can't come on here Because listen, homie, if they could come on here and brag on Eastside PJ Watch Crip, they'll come on here and brag. It's a video that I'm gonna show y'all when I do my next broadcast about Tupac. Oh, it was a Hispanic American that did this for Tupac and woo. And listen, if they could, they would, but they can't. Because the contributions to that partnership that we had with them, we were the main contributors. It was us. And if you come and say, yeah, we used to be real close with the blacks, then what happened? Why aren't you guys real close with the blacks anymore? Now you got to explain how you traded on us and turned on us in our fight for liberation so that you can have a nice form of subjugation. We don't mind being subjugated, but just give us the false hope that one day we can be white. We don't mind being subjugated as long as you don't treat us in a manner that you treat those blacks. Come on, cuz. Nigga, this shit is real. If you can't catch up, then baby, catch on.
We were a part of that. We were a victim of that too.
If
the white man victimized us too in a way.
Yeah, of course.
But they're always talking about they were the last ones to get civil rights, this and that. And all reality was American and Native American Indians that had the last ones to get the rights.
Oh yeah, but no,
they were in their mid-70s.
The people who got it the worst. Let's talk about America.
This motherfucker is stupid.
The people who got it the worst
was Native Americans.
When's the last time you went to fucking?
They got slaughtered, bro.
Yeah, they got slaughtered.
These motherfuckers
They got bamboozled. They got taken out. It's literally
these motherfuckers is ignorant on Eastside PJ Watch Crip on Stevie Walla Bean. These motherfuckers is stupid. They ignorant. They don't know history. They regurgitate what their European papas give to them. Here's a script. That's what happened in history. A lot of the Native Americans, melanated, carbonated people were black people. And I just did a segment on that, how they took our land. And then they took our identity that gives us rights to the land. So yes, my people, whether the ones who came over here on ships against their will from Africa or the ones that's indigenous to this land, yes, we were persecuted. Yes, we were slaughtered. You motherfuckers don't even know what you're talking about, but you're coming on here and you're talking, oh, this high power political shit that's rooted in nothing. It's no legitimacy to what the fuck you talking about. Before the Asiatic people came over here, it was melanated, carbonated people here. They call us Negroids. We were already over here. So yeah, you substantiate and you're confirming that what we be saying is true. Oh, the Native Americans, this, that, and third. They looked out for the Native Americans. They gave them reservations. They gave them reparations. They ain't gave us shit. Like, come on, cuz. These motherfuckers just be talking.
Could you imagine if they told African Americans, okay, this is your little city. Here's where you live. Federal law, this and that. You stay there.
Stay there, and we're gonna pay you to stay there.
No, you're
right.
Pretty much. You're stuck there, dude. And people say, oh, well, that's the ghetto. No, you can get out the ghetto. You can work out the ghetto. And most of the time, the ghetto is just in your fucking mind. It ain't even out there in the streets. But if anything, I look at what they did or what they're doing after Americans. I'm like, they're doing the right thing, bro. Why? Because they're getting attention to their causes. Whether you agree,
no, they speak up for themselves. There's no dispute about that. There are some that are really, really articulate with their words and know how to express themselves and they, doing the right thing. But then there's other blacks.
The motherfucker say we cry too much, we this, that, and third. But in the same broadcast, in the same segment, he's no, they're articulate. Now you want to sing our praise after trying to put us down. So this is envy. You motherfuckers are envious of us. That's what it is. Like Neil Dezard, you know what I mean? Shout out to Neil Dezard for bringing this awareness to the internet. Neil Dezard said they jealous of us. And this is evidence of it, that they're jealous of us. Neil Dezard put it out there, and now I'm bringing it back to the internet. That's what it is, cuz. Let's get back into the content.
Just don't give a rat's ass, and they feel like, oh, we went through slavery. We went through this and this. I hate to tell you this, but I don't know any slaves alive left. You know what I mean? That I know.
Well, no, that's yes and no. You could that could sound insensitive, but the thing is, they have gone through all kind of shit. They've been the only difference between us and them is we don't speak up. And the why we don't speak up, I was out to dinner with my wife yesterday, and we're talking about something like this, right? And she's like, yeah, but it's because and we all say it, and we all kind of feel the same way. Chicanos, Mexicanos, we work, we don't complain, we just do our shit. I said, yeah, but how's that been working out for us? Political wise, movement wise? How is us being? I'm done.
Get left
quiet.
in the back burner.
Yeah, I'm done being quiet because what we are.
So this is jealousy. This is envy. You're admitting that you don't speak up, you don't challenge the systems that subjugate you to their rule. You get mad at blacks because we protest. We say, no, this shit ain't right. We ain't accepting this shit. You get mad at that. But then you acknowledge the fact that being that you guys aren't as proactive as we are, being that you guys aren't as vocal as we are, and ain't as and isn't as I guess you would just say proactive in fighting for your people, y'all get put on a back burner. You acknowledge this, but you wanna condemn my people for fighting for our rights, for speaking out against racial injustices, racial inequality. Like, you motherfuckers is contradicting yourselves in this segment right here. Y'all looking real game goofy and you know, stupid as a motherfucker. Y'all looking like some goofies. Y'all looking like some weirdos on mic. Y'all praises, y'all condemn us in one breath and then praises in the next. Come on, man. You motherfuckers is confused. Y'all just want to be us. That's all that it is on Crip. Let's get back into the content.
Is like I said before, we're that hardworking fucking Latino, Chicano, Mexican, whatever you want to call them, hardworking guys who work in the company for 20 years, have never asked for a raise, and the boss is, he ain't asking for a raise. What? He's content. And you got this other guy who came in there, hasn't worked as much, is kind of lazy, and he keeps saying, I need a raise.
Wow. He said, hasn't worked as much, is kind of lazy. That's funny, my nigga. That was a good one. That's crazy. See, what it is, the difference between us and Hispanics in a workplace, we're not subservient. We're not going to let you work us like a field mule without compensation. See, Hispanics, they just want to get in where they can fit in. No. They don't want to speak up for themselves. They work through their lunch breaks. No, I need my lunch break because I'm not about to pass out in this motherfucker because I refuse to eat. Because if I have a health situation and I can't work, you motherfuckers ain't gonna make sure that I can stay afloat and make sure that I can stay cool. Y'all don't speak up. Y'all subservient. Y'all submit. Y'all subjugate yourselves to these people. Oh, no. We're going to speak up. And we're not going to try to overwork the other people just to say, I do a good job. No. Fuck that. I'm going to come to work. What's my job description? What's my job details? Okay, that's what I'm going to do. See, when I do casework, I'm going above and beyond for my clients, most definitely. But it's certain shit that I ain't going to do. Now we're talking about a different type of work. I have to go above and beyond for you to make sure that your chances of succeeding is increased once you leave from interacting with me. That's effective case management. That's on Stevie Walla Bean. I used to often take my work home and finding resources, connecting with different agencies and whatnot, so that we can know that these people have a real opportunity at getting out there and acquiring what it is that they're seeking. But construction, no, hell no. And other forms of work, oh no, hell no. I need to take my lunch break. And which I give 2 15-minute, I need that. They say, no, I just work. No, I don't just work. Nigga, I'm about to take my break, do some stretching, check on my family, check on my baby mama, check on my kin folks, probably surf the web a little bit. Then I get back to work because I need to decompress from this shit. This shit gets deep. Let's get back into it. How long we been on this motherfucker? Almost 2 hours, cuz. I want them to say that reparation shit.
Just because we're the hard workers, fuck it, they're not asking. But you know what? I'm asking, dude. We need to get put on. We need to fucking start making our voice be heard. We need to start fucking letting people know, hey, dude, we have an issue too. And it's not that we're fucking whining.
Not even just that, just talking about it.
Fuck, man. I wanted to show you the one where this motherfucker said that controversial shit about reparations, and nobody should be able to get reparations unless they get their reparations first. Hold on, let's see if we can find that shit. And as we know, in California, Hispanic people has been the most vocal, and black people's not getting reparations. I can't find it. It's cool. I'm gonna bring it to you at another time. I said that we was gonna cover a little bit of the situation with cartoon, so we gonna jump into it, get a little bit of it, and then we gonna I'm gonna end this, and I'm gonna just come back and just make a part 2 to where we can fully cover the situation with cartoon 4xtras. Here we go.
I represent
The gangsters. The instrumental was crazy.
Cartoon 1, man. I represent
The gangsters. That beat is crazy. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Brother Cartoon's channel. 1, 2, 3.
What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3. Y'all know what this one is. You can see y'all seen from the title what it was gonna be. Reaction to Dubs.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court.
Okay. Soon as I got up this morning, man, look, I ain't even brushed my teeth yet. I just threw some water on my face and threw a shirt on. Because soon as I got up, which was about 20 minutes ago, and I picked up the phone because, you know, I go to my comments and I answer my comments when I first get up. I see Dub's video. As soon as I go to YouTube, I'm like, oh boy. And I go to it and I'm like, okay. But it didn't really shock me because it's overdue. It's overdue. Out of all the Hispanic YouTubers, I was looking to see for him to respond. Did I want him to? No, but I know how this goes. I've been dealing with him for some years now on this thing. And yeah, I looked to see him respond. And so boom, when the response hits this morning, I was like, okay, let me listen to it. And I didn't go into it with an anticipation of hearing crazy talk and you heard. Dubs don't do that. That's one thing I will take my hat off to him for. He's very articulated in his words, and he's methodical and he's calculating in his words. Now, I say now because at one time, Dubs, you weren't. At one time, you let your feelings and emotions bleed through.
I want to stop it right there. I did some content on Dubs, and I acknowledge the fact that he's still dealing with the guilt of creating the toxic relationship that will utterly compel his mother to commit suicide. And I'm not disrespecting her. You know, God bless the deceased. May the blessings of the Lord, you know, guide her soul in the afterlife, man. You know, God bless her. I'm not disrespecting her. It's nothing but love and abundance and light towards that sister. You know, I hate that your son contributed to your mental break to the point to where you put a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Dubs contributed to the death of his mother. I highlighted that in some content that I did. And one day it was on live and I jumped in the chat and somebody had said, oh, Bobby Ye's in his chat. And he said some very disrespectful things, man. This dude said F-U-C-K Bobby Ye, S-U-C-K-I-N-G, my D-I-C-K. I say, why would this guy say that? My feelings was hurt. This guy invited me to his penis. Why would you do that, my nigga? So when Cartoon come on here and say that he doesn't break, I got that nigga to break character. See, he can masquerade and pretend to be this, that, and third, but he's still a fucking degenerate. He's still a motherfucker that in his execution of crime and criminal activities and so on and so forth drove his mother to suicide using guilt trips. Oh, I wasn't fucking being there for you. If I wasn't fucking being there, if it wasn't for you, and all I need is fucking this and that, and with you, whoa, damn, you can't. He guilt tripped his mother into playing the position of his woman or his wife. No sexual shit indicated. I'm not talking about none sexual. No. He guilt tripped his mother until she couldn't take it anymore. She started slipping into her grief, her depression, and she ultimately just said, I can't take it no more. But I showed a lot of people a different side to Dubs, and not this calculated, what to say, methodical. No. That's some bullshit. But let's get back into the content.
See, I can take you back about 3 years ago when I first got up on your channel, and I listened to you. And about 3 years ago, you were not as polished as you are now. See, you smooth, you well-rounded, like me. Me and you, we got the YouTube game down pat. We got the YouTube game down pat. For instance, for those out there, now Dubs is doing his due diligence. He has been inundated with so many comments and DMs or whatever from his people that he had to respond like he's doing now. Did he want to respond? I don't think so. But he is, because of the pressure of his people in his comments. I ain't mad at you, Dubs. Do your thing. Get this out. But now, for the record, let's not do this one again. Okay? Let's not do this one right here like this again. You done responded. You done pleased your people.
That's funny.
You got your response in. You please. Cool. I'm not fit to respond in no crazy way because you know me. You know I'm not going. I don't do that crazy stuff neither. That's one thing we both have in common. But now I will say, if I would have waited till later on today to respond to this, I could have had.
In other news, Nevada residents are going to be happy to hear this. It just came out. There's a new website where any Nevada.
The receipts. And the receipts are videos that you made upwards of 3 years ago. The way you talk now, you didn't talk then. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things that made me listen to you back then, because you used to talk about a lot of your ups and downs in the California prison system, as far as riots, stabbings, and stuff like that with the blacks.
Facts.
I remember one time you made a statement, and I don't need it off YouTube because it's in my phone. I'd have to go back and get it. I remember one time you made a statement and you laughed about it. You was like, ha 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 ha. How does that make you feel to be a big black guy to get chased by a little bitty Mexican? Ha 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 ha. And you laughed about it. You was talking about in prison. How does it feel to be chased, to be a big black guy and be chased by a little bitty Mexican? Now, I'm gonna try to keep this all the way in the middle of the road. Was it said? You probably can go back and find your video, but I don't want you to be able to go back and find it, then clip that little piece and say, "Look, Toon's lying." If one or two words are misplaced, it might be, but that's basically what you had said. And you said a lot of other stuff, and I'm like, okay. I said, now, at that time back then when I first seen, I'm like, oh, I'm on him. I'm watching him. You know, you spoke about how coming up in California, how you seen a lot of stuff, what shaped and molded your thought process about black people. You said how back when you were a kid, you used to have to always see older Hispanic people get robbed and jumped on by blacks. How you coming up, your people, I don't know if you said it was your parents or your older aunties.
It ain't even that many blacks in Santa Barbara, cuz.
Was getting, I guess they pushed the little corn trucks or the little sodas or ice creams, whatever it is that your people used to sell back in the day. You grew up seeing them get robbed by blacks. and you said, it put a lot of hate in your heart. Partner, I can understand that. I can understand that. See, that was you being real. That was you not being political like we tend to start doing on this internet. Become political. We mince our words. We change our words because we don't want to make another group upset and do all this and that. Partner, me, I don't have time to mince my words, choose my words, because I'm worried about saying the wrong thing all the time to make some other people upset. Man, I'm going to give it to you like a TIE is, homie. I'm going to just put it out there. So now, yeah. So the same hate that you talking about in my heart, I've seen it in your heart. Now you can hide it and act like it ain't there no more. The same way a lot of your other people hide it.
Big facts,
and act like it ain't there no more. See, me and you understand, Dubs. Now this thing about I don't live in Cali, it don't make no difference where I
always
live.
try to pause, cuz.
I'm in South Central more than you. You live in California, and I can almost guarantee I'm in South Central LA more than you are. You don't live in South Central LA. Probably ain't never lived there. You grew up in
Santa Barbara.
Where's that you from, homie?
Santa Barbara, cuz.
Where that is you from? Oxnard? No, not Oxnard, but
Santa Barbara.
What am I over there by Ventura? But no disrespect, but I can't remember where you say from. But anyway, you grew up in an all Hispanic area, homie, or predominantly Hispanic area. So your upbringing is totally different from my upbringing. No. Because when I grew up in an all black area, or a 95% black area when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? My area didn't change till years later. So when my area did change, I was still in and out my area. So I rubbed elbows with Hispanics. I can say all my life. You haven't rubbed elbows with blacks all your life. You know it, and I know it. You speak on, like I say, what I'm saying, I say all the time. Anything, if I said out my mouth is a lie, show me where it's a lie, because it's not. You looked at one little video and seen the video I did, which was yesterday, and and I showed you where the little youngster and the little Mexican girl was talking to the brother police. Man, you trying to make it seem like you paint the picture that they was getting at them like that because they just the police. No, Dubs. They was getting it, because he was a police, but they was getting at him like that because he was a black police.
Brought to you by Rogue.
Come on, Tom, let's go.
See, it's just like Kendrick.
I'm gonna stop it right there. And I'm gonna revisit this topic, man, because I feel like there's some shit that we need to get into. You know what I mean? But I gotta go handle some BI, you know what I'm talking about? I gotta go, get into some situations, submit some drafts of the screenplay, so on and so forth, man. If it's anybody out there that's looking to write a screenplay and you want to collaborate, man, let's collaborate. Let's get some content. Let's get some films out there so we can, further the culture and also get some money in our pockets. You feel me? So that's my time, man. Hold on. Gabar Yahala. Yasharala, the chariot, man. Barely any of us black folks out there on the reels. Dubs didn't really grow up with us on those streets. Big facts. If you can write, all right, my player upon the Freedom Boulevard says, I got some ideas for some movies. If you can write in screenplay format, and I ain't got to do all the motherfucker writing on my own because I got so much going on, then we can collaborate. But the only thing, you got to be able to write a screenplay format, or if the idea is good enough, we come together. I can write a treatment, then we can go in our pockets and we can hire somebody to come and develop the script, the first draft. Then I can take that first draft and then I can, put my touch on it, and get it to where we can go and we can start asking for some money to get this done. Or we can just come out of pocket, 2026, man, I'm about to start shooting so many motherfucking films. All praise be to the Most High God. Please, God, keep me alive, keep me protected, and keep me in sound mind and great health. 2026 is going down, bro. The groundwork has already been laid. like 2026 is about to be crazy. All praise be to the Most High God. But yeah, let's most definitely explore those options, man. Listen, y'all step and be blessed. That's my time, man. I'll be back a little bit later, man, to bring some more content, some more thought-provoking content. I love y'all. You know, as I always say, man, too black, too strong. We all we need, we all we got. Let's live in peace before we have to rest in peace or be forced to rest in peace. And that's my time, man. Y'all step and be blessed. It's your player partner. Gone.